I once had a male admirer named Ethan Smith. He was decent looking with a good family background. Day after day, year after year, he pursued me for 3 years. To get into my target university, he miraculously turned his failing grades around and actually succeeded in attending the same college. Even after multiple rejections, he refused to give up. Finally, after I turned him down yet again, he moved on. He said he wouldn't bother me anymore and quickly found a boyfriend. The spectators all speculated whether I'd feel regretful or heartbroken. Of course I wasn't upset. My heart belonged to someone else anyway. When Ethan publicly announced his new relationship amidst everyone's eager anticipation, I sincerely wished them well. May they have a long and happy marriage. I said. I'd always been straightforward in rejecting Ethan, even mentioning I already liked someone else. But he dismissed it as an excuse, believing persistence would eventually win me over. I didn't want to reveal my actual crush or fake a relationship with someone else. Until I could be with the real person, I refused to let anyone else claim that title, not even temporarily. This unfortunately fueled Ethan's stubborn hope. Truthfully, I never developed feelings for Ethan no matter how long he persisted. His years of pursuit became more of a nuisance. Though since he never crossed lines after rejections, just lingered around occasionally, I couldn't justify making a scene. Now that he's taken, everyone's satisfied. The crowd dispersed disappointedly at my calm reaction, though their phones kept buzzing, probably lighting up forums with fresh gossip. The one I actually like is Ryan Johnson. Our families are close, constantly visiting each other. Before understanding romance, I'd imagined my ideal type, someone loyal, patient, who'd discuss things calmly with me, kind to everyone. Ryan often speaks with sarcastic edges, completely contradicting that fantasy. Yet even when he's rolling his eyes or snapping back at me, I'm hopelessly smitten. Nothing like a good self-contradiction. Ryan texted me to meet on the rooftop. He was lounging by the stairwell entrance. When I approached, his large hand suddenly covered my mouth. "Shoo! Look!" he whispered close to my ear, breath tickling my skin. His lowered voice always created this illusion of tenderness. We stood so close that leaning back would land me in his arms. Dazed by the intimacy, I followed his gaze. There stood Ethan against the railing, his boyfriend's arm around his waist. Spotting me, Ethan's eyes widened before he looked away, tightening his grip on his partner. The boyfriend happily stood on tiptoes to kiss him. Ethan visibly stiffened, breaking the kiss to wipe his mouth while glancing at me. I raised an eyebrow. His complicated expression shifted into self-mocking smile before his boyfriend kissed him again. This time Ethan didn't push away, just stared blankly at the ground afterward, turning to Ryan's amused face. I blinked in confusion. Did he summon me here just to watch people make out? My lack of reaction erased the mischief in his eyes. He tugged me downstairs. "Aren't you jealous?" I pretended to ponder, stretching the moment his attention lingered on me. Why would I be? It's not my place to mind someone kissing their boyfriend. Ryan sounded skeptical. He chased you for years. Doesn't it bother you he moved on? If I liked him, I wouldn't have waited until he replaced me to change my mind. I grimaced. That's not my style. Looking at Ryan lost in thought, I asked, "Do you like this persistent chasing style?" Ryan curled his lips in disgust. "No. If anyone still doesn't get the hint after being rejected twice and keeps shamelessly bothering me, I'll make them understand with my fists." I sighed almost imperceptibly. Pity. If I'd actually been interested, I might have tried. Then why assume I'd like it? Ryan shot me a glance. "You never punched him all these years. Who knows if you're into this crap? Figured you overplayed the aloof act and crashed your own game. Came here to laugh at you. Got roasted. Huh, but I kinda enjoyed it." The forum was discussing my reaction after stopping Ethan's pursuit. Some speculated when I'd regret it. Whether there'd be dramatic chasing the ex through fire scenarios. They even started a poll frowny face guess if Alex will feel sad. Yes, or no, surprised by such pointless voting. I clicked, no. Only a few dozen people chose this option. Barely 10% of voters. Scrolling through comments numbed my heart frowny face. I think Alex never liked Ethan. But after being worshipped for years, suddenly losing that attention to someone new? Anyone would feel bad at first. A flood of agreements followed. Me? Suddenly got called inhuman. Alex must have liked Ethan somewhat. Why else would Ethan keep chasing for years without any encouragement? Low-key like Ethan. Loyal. Handsome. Gifts every holiday. Heard he hand-knitted Alex a scarf last winter. But got rejected. Rumor says Ethan went from bottom of his class to studying 5 years non-stop just to get into Alex's school. If someone fought that hard for me, I'd melt. Yet Alex stayed ice cold. Shame about unrequited love. If someone like Ethan chased me, I'd say yes in a heartbeat. My ship sank. So sad. Good it sank. Always felt bad for Ethan. Now he's sweet with Chris. Their new couple pics today were adorable. My friend laughed openly at my expression. Seriously, Alex? Not moved at all? Damn. If any girl pursued me like that, I'd cave immediately. Closing the forum. I said, no. His academic success didn't benefit me. Ethan got good grades. I got nothing but criticism for rejecting him. Friend rubbed his chin. Now that you mention it, guess there's nothing to be grateful for. Lately I kept getting anonymous messages with photos, sometimes Ethan and Chris together. Sometimes Ethan alone. Suspected Chris marking territory. Since Ethan's public pursuit caused drama, forum debates probably made him insecure. Worried I'd backtrack. After days of silence, the sender finally cracked frowny face. No comments? Me? Congrats. Don't worry. I don't like Ethan. 2 minutes later, Alex, are you made of stone? Aw. Now I knew it wasn't Chris, it was Ethan himself. Confusing. Why cling to me while dating someone? Maybe like forum rumors said, using Chris to make me jealous? Gross. Might have overestimated you. Didn't expect you to be this trashy. Before this, I'd respected Ethan for publicly pursuing love despite setbacks. These are things I don't possess and envy. But that's all there is. I have no other thoughts about him. I'm not. How am I being a player? Me, you're not a player? Then why are you messaging me behind your boyfriend's back? Silence from the other end. What if it's not real? Do you like me even a little? I feel nothing. Real or fake? It's irrelevant to me, no. After another pause, the final message arrives. I understand. Sorry. I don't plan to respond. As I'm about to block the number, a voice sounds above me. Still keeping in touch? Regretting losing him now? I look up at Ryan, whose eyes hold mockery. Our families being close. We're having dinner at his place during rare time off. While parents chat in the living room, I'm seated in his bedroom armchair. Seeing his misunderstanding, I instinctively explain, handing over my phone. No. We settled it. See for yourself. Ryan scoffs. Why show me? People might think you're having me check up on you. That does kinda look like it. As I withdraw the device, his pale slender fingers snatch it away. Since you insist, I'll humor you. Wouldn't want you straying and getting me lectured later for not keeping tabs. Free access? Ryan drawls. Thumb already scrolling rapidly. I hesitate, there's private stuff in there, just this conversation. He snorts coldly. After skimming the chat, he tosses the phone back onto my lap with derision. You call this rejection? Flirting with him more like me? No wonder he's been chasing you. Your texts read like coy jealousy. Flipping through the messages. I suspect we viewed different conversations. After triple checking, I look up. Where's the coyness? Ryan, every damn line. Me, seriously? How should I phrase it then? Ryan? You wanna keep entertaining this? With your usual tone? Everything sounds like baby talk. Just block him. Fine. Blocked. I drag Ethan's new number into the blocked list, shoving the screen at him. Ryan seems to detest my supposed baby talk, though I don't sense it myself. No one else ever mentions this except him. Whatever. His rules. During dinner, the Johnsons press me to stay overnight, asking if there's tension between us. I glance at Ryan nervously. I've avoided sharing rooms with him for years, fearing I might slip. Ryan pauses mid-bite, wouldn't dare cross him. It's his choice to leave. I blink silently. Ultimately I stay. Ryan emerges from the shower towel draped, his abs glistening with droplets. Dark hair dripping water trails down his chest that disappear beneath the waistline. I avert my eyes. I'll go shower at home. My place isn't far. His hand clasps my forearm. What's wrong with my shower? The scent of his body wash lingered as I thought about sharing the bed tonight. My cheeks warming. I don't have clean clothes to change into. Wait. Ryan released me and rummaged through the dresser, tossing soft black pajamas onto the bed 30 seconds later. A black pair of briefs followed. I stared at the underwear, stunned. Ryan raised an eyebrow when I didn't move. They're new. What's the hold up? Go shower. I'm exhausted. Right, I grabbed the scorching hot garments and bolted to the bathroom. When I emerged, Ryan had already dried his hair and changed into fresh pajamas. Slouched against the headboard scrolling through his phone, he glanced up at my movement, his bored expression amplified by sleep deprivation. Dry your hair and get in bed. I'm dead tired. My throat tightened at his princely demeanor. Got it. After blow-drying my hair, I climbed under the covers. Ryan set his phone down. Lights out. I switched off the lamp, plunging the room into darkness. Silence settled. He'd probably already drifted off. The guy maintained a stricter bedtime than most retirees, crashing before 11 p.m. nightly. I shifted cautiously onto my side. The blackout darkness erased even his silhouette. Blinking into the void, I remembered my teenage certainty about fearlessly pursuing crushes. Now that I actually cared, I'd become all hesitation and second-guessing. Watching Ethan sometimes made me jealous of his boldness. He embodied everything I'd once aspired to be. Other times I pitied him, chasing someone who'd never reciprocate. Mostly I pitied myself, seeing my own doomed reflection in his unrequited journey. Darkness breeds melancholy. I curled inward, willing the ache away. Cold? His sleep-roughened voice startled me. Minimal movement still traveled through shared bedding. Ryan fumbled for his phone and raised the AC temperature. The screen's glow illuminated his exasperated face. How old are you? Couldn't adjust the thermostat yourself? Would've let yourself freeze? Eyes all red, crying from the chill? Not cold. I didn't correct him, blinking away residual sting as warmth spread through me. Ryan? I tested the childhood nickname he'd banned years ago. Can I hold you? Can't sleep without something to hug. Ryan studied me in the dimness, unusually withholding his trademark sarcasm. He powered off his phone and slid closer, darkness reclaiming the room. Classic soft touch. I pressed my forehead to his warm chest, hand settling on his waist. Stealing contact under friendship's guise felt despicable yet irresistible. One night's indulgence, a reward for years of restraint. Habit compelled me to drape my leg over something. Tentatively, I hooked my calf over Ryan's. His breathing hitched above me. Alex. He gritted out. Don't push your luck. I withdrew reluctantly. Fine. His heartbeat lulled me toward sleep until fingers gripped my neck, tugging me away. I mumbled, half conscious. Puppy eyes won't work. Sleep on your side, can't rest with you glued to me. Ryan retreated across the mattress. The cold void returning. Ah. I got carried away too soon. After a while, I whispered, Ryan? You asleep? I need. Ryan turned over abruptly, fumbling to cover my mouth mid-sentence. His fingers slipped past my lips, accidentally brushing my tongue. Instinctively, I closed my mouth around his fingertips and swallowed. He froze, yanking his hand back to wipe on my pajamas. Alex! His voice vibrated with restrained fury. Flipping on the lamp, I blinked innocently. Reflex. Ryan glared, storming off to wash his hands. I trailed him to the bathroom where he scrubbed vigorously, ears burning crimson. Leaning against the doorway, I announced, Ryan, I'm borrowing another set of your pajamas. He spun around, grinding his teeth. Take whatever. Just stop using that nickname. Sure thing, Ryan. Not pushing my luck. I rummaged through his closet. As I buttoned the borrowed shirt, Ryan emerged, drying his hands. Spotting me, he smirked, What? Can't stand your own drool? I paused, eyeing the faint teeth marks on his pinkish fingertips. Figured you'd mind. But hey, I could always sleep in my spit-stained clothes if you prefer. His expression soured instantly. Forget it. Before turning off the lights again, he warned half-heartedly, Wake me once more and I'm telling your mom you kept me up all night. His sleep-deprived grumble held zero menace. I chuckled into the darkness. Childhood friends can't even bluff properly. Soon, Ethan and Chris's breakup made campus headlines. Rumors swirled that Ethan had dated Chris to make me jealous. The revived shipping thread collapsed spectacularly, leaving devastated shippers flooding comment sections with broken heart emojis. Ethan stopped engineering accidental encounters. When we occasionally crossed paths across campus, he'd glance away immediately, genuinely moved on. It seemed. Public opinion flipped, painting Ethan as the villain until Chris unexpectedly defended him. Turns out Chris had proposed the whole scheme to provoke me. The revelation surprised everyone. After Chris's final text clarifying things, the online drama fizzled. People eventually lost interest, we weren't celebrities. After all, Ryan and I settled back into our usual rhythm, childhood friends. Nothing more. Unlike Ethan, I lacked the courage to disrupt the status quo. During winter break, our moms dragged us clothes shopping. After an hour as dressing room mannequin, I escaped clutching peppermint mocha. Through the store window, I watched Ryan endure his turn, surrounded by aunts cooing over outfits. Relatives often remarked how much he changed. True, his sarcasm sharpened over the years. Yet watching him grudgingly model a violet wool coat over cream turtleneck, I recognized the same boy who'd always humor family traditions. His exaggerated eye rolls while spinning for inspection? Pure theater. That edge in his voice? More like awkward affection wrapped in barbed wire. Even his snarkiest comments carried underlying concern, never crossing into cruelty. I sipped my drink as Ryan turned in the mirror. The purple coat draped perfectly on his 6 feet 3 inches frame, born clothes hanger. Last we measured half a year ago. He'd been 6'2" 1/4 inch. Bet he'd hit 6'3" 1/2 inch by now. Ethan usually sticks to black and white outfits, so the sudden pop of vibrant purple was a refreshing surprise. He opened his mouth to say something, but I blinked cluelessly, never having learned to read lips, curious about his words. I stepped closer only to catch the curve of his smile. That radiant grin left me momentarily spellbound. Aunt Taylor. Mrs. Johnson. I think that piece would look perfect on Alex. The two women who'd been about to drape fabric over Ryan turned in unison, scrutinizing me head to toe. You're absolutely right, Mrs. Johnson agreed. Come try this on, Alex. Since you two never shop for yourselves, we'll make sure you leave with half the store today. I shot Ryan an exasperated look as he chuckled triumphantly. Looks great on you already, he teased before I'd even changed. Blushing furiously, I surrendered my boba tea to become their new dress-up doll. When the mothers wandered off for tea, Ryan and I claimed a bench to stash our mountain of shopping bags. I slumped in relief. Keeping up with their retail stamina was exhausting. Within minutes, Mrs. Johnson reappeared with twinkling curiosity. So, Alex, your mom mentioned you like boys. Anyone special? My bobo went down the wrong pipe. Coughing violently, I glared at my traitorous mother who mouthed oops. Behind Mrs. Johnson's back, Ryan's amused smirk didn't help. Why, yeah, but nothing serious, I stammered, praying she wouldn't connect the dots about her own son. Mrs. Johnson's gaze darted between us. You two aren't secretly dating, are you? I wish. I barely stopped myself from saying. Ryan beat me to the punch with his trademark smirk. Relax, Mom. Alex prefers the emotionally stable type, clearly not me. True. Mrs. Johnson nodded sagely. He did mention that years ago. My cheeks burned. That offhand comment from freshman year had become everyone's favorite ammunition. Arguing would only confirm their suspicions. So I shoveled more tapioca pearls into my mouth. The interrogation shifted to Ryan. What's your type then? You're 22, don't say you still don't know. Someone lively. He answered without hesitation. That secretive smile suggesting he already had someone in mind. My stomach dropped as my boba suddenly tasted like cardboard. My mom patted my knee in sympathy while discreetly texting, hang in there. Mrs. Johnson grilled us for 10 more minutes before conceding defeat. You must know something, Alex, she whispered conspiratorially. Is it someone from school? Male? Female? Honestly, I've got no clue. My shrug hid the ache in my chest. We attended the same university but moved in different circles. His friends were strangers. His routine's a mystery. Even bathroom breaks felt like Russian roulette. Never knowing when I might bump into his, whoever. After washing my hands, I walked to the end of the hallway. Chris stood waiting. I wouldn't say we were acquainted, this was our first proper conversation. When he suggested talking, I wasn't surprised. It had to be about Ethan, though his approach came later than I'd anticipated. Chris remained composed. Nothing like someone looking for trouble. This might sound intrusive, but I mean no harm. Please don't take it the wrong way. His politeness piqued my curiosity. Go ahead. He suddenly grew nervous, glancing at me like I might hit him before taking a half step back. If Ryan ever rejects you, would you reconsider dating Ethan? I scratched my head, nearly laughing at the absurd hypothetical. Except it wasn't hypothetical anymore. Ryan had just described his ideal type earlier, which clearly didn't include me. After steadying myself, I answered, no. How'd you even know? He relaxed slightly. We attended the same high school. The way you look at Ryan, it's exactly how Ethan used to look at you. This dramatic soap opera of unrequited feelings. Part of me wanted to ask if Ryan had noticed too. But what would be the point? Mutual affection's rare anyway. Unreciprocated crushes are the default. Later that day, I saw Chris' new social media post. We'd exchanged contacts during our last encounter. The caption read, "Finally got my wish," with a blurred hand holding photo. The other person was unmistakably Ethan. I liked the post and set my phone down. Ryan had taken remote work that only required a laptop, moving out of the dorm into an off-campus apartment. I started finding excuses to visit on weekends. A year passed without him making any moves toward his supposed crush. Are you ever going to confess? I finally blurted out while he typed away. What if someone else swoops in first? His fingers never paused on the keyboard. No rush. What's mine stays mine. The confidence. Part of me didn't want him dating anyone. Yet I also feared him getting hurt. Lost in thought by his chair, I startled when his pen tapped my head. Ryan had stopped working, studying me with that familiar mocking smirk. "Alex," he drawled. "Know what you look like right now? Enlighten me." That expression never meant compliments. The anxious eunuch fretting over the emperor's love life. Worried I'll die single? Wife. So his crush was female. My legs numb from squatting, I sank onto the floor. If you never confess, even mutual feelings fade. People miss their chances like that all the time. Don't let it happen. Ryan's gaze sharpened. Speaking from experience? Got regrets about turning Ethan down? The conversation swerved dangerously. What's that supposed to mean? Your whole tragic romantic philosopher act. That projection or genuine advice? His raised eyebrow challenged me to answer. I ran a hand through my hair. No. Just giving you some advice. Ryan looked me up and down before drawling. So you really like guys? I nodded. Hadn't he known since Ethan started pursuing me? Ryan stepped off his chair. Then why keep hanging around me? I blinked. Was he kicking me out? Can't I? Instead of answering, Ryan asked. Ethan said you rejected him claiming you already had someone. True? When I stayed silent. He snorted. Years ago? Who? You were glued to my side back then. Seemingly uninterested in my answer. He continued. Still into them? I studied his face and nodded hesitantly. Probably. But soft lips cut me off. Ryan knelt before me, still taller despite my seated position. His thumb brushed my wrist as he drawled. Keep spacing out and I'll keep going. I blocked his approaching face. Wait, Ryan stilled. Aren't we talking about my crush? Why kiss me? He chuckled, thumb pressing my lips. Alex, you're sharp except about feelings. His mouth grazed my knuckles. Why would I kiss you? You like me? I do. I blocked his next advance, leaning against the bed. Need to process this. Ryan licked his lips. What's unclear? The concept of Ryan liking me outweighed any joy. I thought you wanted lively girls. His brow furrowed. Never specified gender. You said wife. You could be. My ears burned. What about lively? Ryan laughed. Alex, you think you're well behaved? I blinked. Everyone considered me model perfect. Not? He patted my cheek. Delusional. You've only ever acted proper for adults. Dragged me everywhere as kids. Made me cover for your mischief. Constantly testing my limits, I squirmed. When did you know? Ryan toyed with my disheveled hair. Recently. Everything clicked, you avoiding sleepovers. Getting flustered by touch. Rejecting Ethan despite him being your type. Especially that night you tried cuddling me after coming out, his gaze turned teasing. And sleep groping me. I didn't. Sure. Ryan gripped my chin. Can we continue this later? Got work soon, let me kiss you properly first. After the kiss. I leaned into his embrace and noticed the phone held in front of me with its voice recorder activated. Me? Touched me. Kissed me, not planning to make it official? Ryan brushed his phone, holding hand against my cheek. His voice husky with satisfaction. Isn't this confirmation enough? Not really. Need insurance against future denials. What should I say then? Alex will always love Ryan. I swallowed. Face burning as I rasped, too cheesy. Like teenagers demanding childish yet earnest vows for reassurance. Doesn't matter. Unless you're planning to love M and leave M? Eventually I caved. My entire body felt feverish with embarrassment. Mind foggy from humiliation. Don't share this with anyone. Ryan seemed dazed after listening. Taking longer than usual to respond. Won't. Our necks pressed together. His skin burning as hot as mine. To the rhythm of indistinguishable heartbeats. He inhaled sharply while massaging my nape. Alex. This is your fault. Now I'll have to pull an all-nighter to catch up. Blame me. I thought hazily. My wish came true anyway. We married. Apart from the certificate, everything felt unchanged. Ceremony. Rings. Well wishes from loved ones. Now our second anniversary approaches. Alex will always love Ryan, a youthful, stammering voice looped from the bedroom when I opened our front door after work. Face burning. I rushed to snatch the phone from Ryan's hand, stopping the recording. Hearing my own voice from years ago brought fresh humiliation rather than immunity, pure cringe material. Red-eared. I threatened, keep playing this without headphones and I'll delete it for real. Ryan chuckled from his pillow throne, wrapping around me while fiddling with my wedding band. His features had fully matured into handsomeness. Didn't expect you home early. Headphones next time. Let's record a new version. Your voice changed slightly. Me, hard pass. When I emerged from the shower, Ryan was working. His headphones connected to the phone, not computer. I plucked one earbud, same recording playing. Again. Yanking off the other headphone. I hissed, how aren't you sick of this yet? Ryan released his keyboard. One hand scrolling documents. The other caressing mine on his shoulder. Never. So controlling. Alex even monitor my headphones? Me, you overplay it. Ryan, you wouldn't understand. Truthfully. I didn't. The recording mortified me enough to want deletion. Yet seeing his happiness stayed my hand. Suddenly swiveling his chair. Ryan looked up. Free later? Puzzled. I shook my head. Arms spread. He complained like impatient royalty, need recharge hug. Works hell, covering for those idiots on my day off. Without your voice looping, I'd be rage calling emergency meetings right now. My breath caught. Adored his grumpy complaints. Loved his deadpan recharge demands, completely wrapped around his finger. I sat straddling Ryan's lap facing him. Arms wrapped around his neck with our cheeks pressed together. Don't be mad. We'll go yell at them tomorrow. Ryan buried his face against my neck for a moment before resuming work. Since my phone was on the bed, I picked up his instead. The lock screen showed that looping voice recording, making my toes curl as I hesitated over the delete button. Delete it if you want, Ryan said without looking up from his laptop. Sensing my internal struggle. Really? I turned in surprise. He chuckled, nuzzling my cheek. Sure. If it embarrasses you now, go ahead. I've got backups on multiple devices anyway. No wonder he's being so casual about it. Scrolling past the recording, I opened his social media. A notification popped up from his cousin. Your cousin texted, actually it's for me. Asking if I'm free? I lifted my head from Ryan's shoulder to show him the phone. Ryan wrapped one arm around me while typing with his free hand. Can't find his own partner? Why is he always bothering mine? My ears burned at the spousal term even after marriage. I rarely used such titles. Being male, it always felt slightly awkward. Peeking at their chat filled with crying emojis. I asked, what does he want? Ryan tilted my chin up for a kiss. Begging for gaming carry, no doubt. The noob's been on losing streak since returning from overseas. After we carried him years ago. He kept wanting your help, but I blocked his friend requests. He's like a mosquito buzzing in your ear. Don't add him. I nodded. Ears still pink. Okay. Ryan scoffed at new messages. Pathetic. He was already terrible. Now he's getting stomped daily. Want to play with him? I'll be stuck working. Shrugging. I logged into Ryan's game account. Sure. But why ask me instead of you? Ryan kissed my cheekbone. First time we played together. He got mesmerized watching your skills while I ignored him. Later, when I mocked his gameplay during duo matches, he stopped daring to invite me. Inviting the cousin to our party. I teased, guess he needs thicker skin. If Ryan's clean-mouthed taunts got to him, actual toxic players would destroy him. Exactly. Ryan sneered. Once cried after trash talk. Now he mutes randoms. Yikes. Opting not to use voice chat to avoid disturbing Ryan. I couldn't remember how bad the cousin actually played. Surely years later he'd improved? In diamond rank, things should be manageable. He picked support, so I chose ADC to synergize. Within 10 minutes, I questioned reality. Wrong starter item purchase. Zero positioning. Leroy Jenkins charges into enemy faces. My early game weak hero tried farming safely, but kept getting dragged into his suicidal engages. Pings to retreat ignored. Mid-lane warnings disregarded. Just endless attack spamming. Typing play safe to scale got instant agreement until next enemy sighting. I genuinely wondered if this was deliberate trolling. After 6 deaths, he finally semi-behaved, apologizing that his mom banned gaming for 2 years due to poor grades. The chat flooded with remorseful stickers. I twitching. I forced out, no worries. Decent for long hiatus. Some play worse. Practice more. He marginally slowed his inting. Thankfully, low ELO and his feeding let us barely win. God knows why I queued again, masochism perhaps. Winning the first round boosted his confidence, making his playstyle even more aggressive this game. I've always been competitive when gaming, and though I kept telling myself it's just a game and not worth getting worked up over, his reckless charging and refusal to follow signals made it hard not to suspect he had it out for me. I swallowed a dozen insults. Proud of myself for staying civil, at least I hadn't cursed. But when he charged into the enemy half dead again to feed, I snapped. Sitting upright, I nudged Ryan's face. Ryan, can you trash talk him a bit? Ryan glanced down, took the phone, and kissed my tense cheek with a chuckle. Why are you getting so fired up? Just ignore him after this round. After Ryan hopped on mic to roast him, his cousin finally toned it down. Too annoyed to finish, I handed the last half of the match to Ryan. When he returned my phone, I stared skeptically. He pinched my cheek, grinning. Wasn't throwing, he's just terrible. Oh. I still couldn't fathom how someone could suck that hard. Ryan slid a hand around my waist, laughing softly before kissing me. Alex, how are you this adorable? Blushing, I dodged his next kiss when things felt riskier. No. Did you finish your work? His smile faded. No. Pisses me off, today was supposed to be my day off. Makes me want to scream at them. I tried to stand, but he held me down. Then go scream. I'm going to bed. Tomorrow. Stay put, I'm almost done. Ryan squeezed the back of my neck reassuringly. It's not even 10. Hold on a bit longer, wait for me. Heat flooding my face. I leaned against his shoulder scrolling my phone. By the time Ryan shut his laptop, I was crimson. He tilted my chin up. Amused. We're married. Why do you still blush so easily? No. I scratched my hair. Mortified. He lifted me. Quit being cute. Hold tight, bedtime. I buried my face in his neck. Okay.